Elon Musk has recently shed light on a stunning discovery that has astonished scientists and archaeologists. Picture launching a drone over an untouched canyon in California, aiming to capture its rugged beauty. But instead of serene landscapes, the drone uncovers something eerie and mysterious, something never meant to be seen. This happened during a recent drone expedition in Shadow Gorge, a remote and largely unexplored canyon. What the drone captured sent shockwaves through the scientific and archaeological communities, raising new questions about the region's ancient past. Why has this remained hidden for so long? And what secrets are waiting to be uncovered? Let's explore this groundbreaking discovery that could reshape the history of early North American civilizations. Nestled in the heart of California, Shadow Gorge stretches over 200 miles, with towering cliffs painted in red, orange, and gold, revealing millennia of geological history. While stunning, the gorge has long been surrounded by mystery and legend. For centuries, indigenous tribes have revered it as sacred, believing it to be home to ancient spirits. Passed-down stories speak of lost civilizations, hidden treasures, and strange occurrences deep within. The treacherous terrain has kept many away, but recent technological advancements have made exploring the once inaccessible parts possible. This is where our story begins. Alex Turner, a seasoned drone operator and explorer, had always been captivated by the legends of Shadow Gorge. Hearing rumors of ancient structures hidden deep within, he knew he had to see it for himself. Equipped with a state-of-the-art drone featuring high-resolution cameras and thermal imaging, Alex set out to capture the gorge's untouched beauty and maybe uncover its secrets. The mission began like many others. The drone soared over jagged cliffs and winding ravines, recording breathtaking aerial footage of the isolated canyon. Everything seemed as expected until the drone entered the gorge's shadowy depths. Preoccupied with lunar exploration and later with Mars, much of the focus on Venus was primarily left to the Soviets, who embarked on one of the most ambitious planetary exploration programs in history. The challenges of exploring Venus were immense. Unlike Mars, with its relatively cold surface, Venus presented extreme conditions, making it one of the most challenging places in the solar system to study. The planet's surface temperature exceeds 900 degrees Fahrenheit, 475 degrees Celsius, and its atmospheric pressure is roughly 90 times greater than that found 3 kilometers beneath Earth's oceans. Venus's atmosphere is composed mainly of carbon dioxide, with thick clouds of sulfuric acid, making it not only inhospitable to human life, but also highly challenging for spacecraft to survive. Venus's harsh conditions result from a runaway greenhouse effect, where its thick atmosphere traps heat, making it far more extreme than Mars. While Mars has been the main focus in the search for life, Venus's hostile environment has led many to rule it out as a potential home, at least for now. However, the Soviet Venera program showed that, despite these challenges, Venus could still be explored, revealing some of its deepest secrets. The early Venera missions faced many challenges. Venera 2, launched in 1965, lost communication just like Venera 1 as it neared Venus. Venera 3, in 1966, became the first human-made object to crash on another planet, Venus, but failed to send data back. These missions highlighted the difficulties of planetary exploration, but also offered valuable lessons. The Soviets realized that exploring Venus required spacecraft that could endure its intense heat and pressure. The breakthrough came in 1967 with the launch of Venera 4. Unlike its predecessors, Venera 4 was explicitly designed to survive the descent into Venus's atmosphere and collect data along the way. The spacecraft was equipped with a heat shield to protect it during its descent and a suite of scientific instruments to measure the planet's atmospheric composition, temperature, and pressure. Venera 4 entered Venus's atmosphere on October 18, 1967, and became the first spacecraft to transmit data from another planet's atmosphere. It revealed that Venus's atmosphere was primarily composed of about 90 to 95% carbon dioxide. These findings were groundbreaking as they provided the first direct measurements of Venus's atmosphere. Venera 4 didn't survive its descent to Venus, succumbing to the planet's intense heat and pressure before landing. However, the mission was still deemed successful, providing valuable data about Venus's atmosphere and paving the way for future missions. The Venera program's most significant breakthrough came in 1970 with Venera 7, the first spacecraft designed to endure the descent, land on the surface, and send data back to Earth. Venera 7 featured a reinforced hull to withstand Venus's harsh conditions and a heat shield for atmospheric entry. Venera 7 entered Venus's atmosphere on December 15, 1970, and after a tense descent, it successfully landed on the surface of Venus. The probe transmitted data for 23 minutes before succumbing to the planet's heat and pressure, making it the first spacecraft to successfully land on another planet and send back data from its surface. The data transmitted by Venera 7 confirmed that Venus's surface temperature was an astonishing 900 degrees Fahrenheit, 475 degrees Celsius, and that the atmospheric pressure was 90 times greater than Earth's. This was a significant breakthrough in planetary exploration and cemented the Soviet Union's reputation as a leader in space exploration. Following the success of Venera 7, the Soviets advanced their Venus exploration, launching more sophisticated missions. In 1975, Venera 9 landed on Venus on October 22, transmitting the first images of its surface. These images revealed a barren, rocky terrain under an orange-tinted sky caused by Venus's dense atmosphere. Venera 10 landed 3 days later, capturing similar photos. These groundbreaking images, the first ever taken from another planet's surface, showed a harsh, volcanic landscape devoid of life or water. Venus proved to be an inhospitable, hot, and dry world. In 1981, the Soviet Union launched Venera 13 and Venera 14, two of the most advanced spacecraft ever sent to Venus. These missions were equipped with sophisticated cameras and instruments designed to study Venus's surface in greater detail than ever before. Venera 13 landed on March 1, 1982, and Venera 14 landed just 5 days later on March 5, 1982. Venera 13 was especially significant as it survived on the surface of Venus for over 2 hours, longer than any previous probe. During this time, it transmitted high-resolution images of the planet's surface and data on its chemical composition and temperature. The photos revealed a rocky landscape with jagged boulders and a dull yellow sky due to the thick atmosphere. The Venera 13 and 14 missions yielded significant findings, particularly evidence of volcanic activity on Venus. The probes detected lava flows and volcanic rock, indicating the planet's past geological activity. Its rocky surface appeared ancient, showing little erosion or weathering, suggesting minimal changes over millions of years. However, some features hinted at a more dynamic history. Certain rock formations seemed smoothed by erosion, implying that liquid water might have existed on the surface. While speculative, this notion has fascinated scientists for decades, raising questions about whether Venus could have supported life in its distant past. The Venera missions provided valuable data on Venus's atmosphere and surface, but did not find any direct evidence of life. However, recent discoveries have reignited the debate over the possibility of life on Venus. In September 2020, a team of scientists from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, and Cardiff University announced the detection of phosphine gas in Venus's atmosphere. Phosphine is a gas that, on Earth, is typically associated with biological processes. Its presence in Venus's atmosphere has raised the possibility that microbial life could exist in the planet's upper atmosphere, where conditions are less extreme than on the surface. The discovery of phosphine has sparked a flurry of scientific interest and debate. Some researchers have suggested that non-biological processes, such as volcanic activity or atmospheric chemical reactions, could produce phosphine. However, others argue that the presence of phosphine is a strong indicator of life, as no known geological or chemical processes on Venus could account for the levels of phosphine detected. Adding to the intrigue, some of the data collected by the Venera missions, which had remained classified for decades, suggest that Venus's atmosphere contains organic molecules. While this data was not fully understood then, modern scientists are now re-examining it in light of the discovery of phosphine. Could the Soviets have found evidence of life on Venus but kept it hidden for political reasons?